Alright, I cut some thin strips of this aluminum tape. I want to show you this. The only place that this wing makes contact with the side is all along the top edge, which we want to be, tight so we don't get any crap in there. But then it's just these three little 1 1/4 by 1 inch rectangles about, I guess, that are machine flat and that made up with this whole flat side. So I'm going to put my tape on the bottom side here. I'm going to start with a couple pieces on each face. This one had shimming on this one and this one. So I'm going to put 2 each on all 3 there. Put it back on and see where it levels out at. All right. Now the straightest thing that I have is my Starrett straight edge. I'm going to get this one out of the way here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of aluminum extrusion, put it across there. Bolt this. I've got to get some clamps. Can't go that way. Clamp on the other side. Okay, now I'll try and level up my wing on that with that piece of extrusion. And I'll take this one off and do the same thing. Try it this way. got to come forward a little bit. There. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a shim under here and bring this up that way. Right there. It feels pretty good. Let me get my straight edge. See how we're doing this way. Well, that's dead nuts if I can hold it. Maybe just a sliver of light, but who knows, when I tighten that up it might tend to rack up a little. The only way to try it is, or find out, is to try, see what happens here. She came up a little, so now I got a little, just a little peekaboo right under here. Oh boy, not much. Not much at all. I'm going to try the other ones. You can see what it looks like. Like I said, I may have to take this off and the way it's shimmed. And you can see what happened to that clamp right there when I tightened it up. That got loose. Now this has got to go up. I got to loosen that middle one. Let me snug this up, and I think I'm just going to have to start tapping it. Alright, this is not doing me any good right now. Well, let's try it. Feels pretty good. she's too high. You try the back. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna take it back off. When I tighten the bolts, I've created that wedge effect, and it's flipping it up. So one piece of tape would have been enough, not two. All right, let me take this apart, and we'll do it again. This is beautiful. It's never been that straight, I don't think, the whole time I've had it. It's just right on the money. So one side down, one to go. So one piece of tape is all it took on this side. Now on this one, we only had one piece of tape up here. But I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to try one piece of tape again along all three and see what happens with that. But this side, I can't be happier. It's just, that is just beautiful. I can't see any daylight back there along the whole edge or up here. Beautiful. All right, I'll do the other side the same way, and we'll see what it looks like. One thing I forgot to mention last time was I cleaned all the surfaces with Simple Green, and then I'm wiping them down now with WD-40. Just give them that cast iron a little lubrication there. And I lubricated the bolts as well. Okay. So that's done. Put a little lube in on the threads. I'll hit the bolts too, and then I'll bolt this one up. Okay, an update on this wing. It's flush right here. I've got a little bit of a low spot right here on the wing. It's a little low, and then it's flush again back here. So flush, just a tad low, flush, and then out here, I'm a little bit high. You can just hear that. Flush. Just a little nick right there. What happened, and that's why I got this clamped like this, is I tightened this bolt and wanted to roll up and come up even higher than it is now. But when I put my straight edge on there, which is over here, I've got it looking pretty good. So I have got zero daylight where it's flush right here. There's just no daylight. And it's as true as can be. And the same goes for this back part here. I got another straight edge on it. That is as straight as can be too. Compared to what I had, this is just light years ahead of what I had before. Before I had this dip, on all the corners. The whole thing was down. Now it's back where it needs to be. So I'm very happy right now. Flushing the front here. So I'm going to get these out of the way, rub these up just a little bit more. And I'll be well on my way to putting this back together. Putting my rails on. They're snug already. There we go. Wonderful. All right. I'm gonna grab something to eat. And then I can start going back at this tomorrow, I think. Okay, after a long struggle with these two here, I did find my the nut that fell, by the way, in my dust compartment of the table saw. These two took quite a while, but I finally got them on there. And I guess a little tip maybe for me is what I ended up doing was taking a piece of tape and wrapping it like this around my wrench, putting the nut in there, and then holding it, putting it up in there until I finally get it to take. But they're on, they're good and solid, the rails are on. I can't put my tube on yet until I get my table built and run those nuts, drill it and holes for my bolts. But I've got all that set to go, and tomorrow will be another day. I want to get up, cleaned up, and do something else for a while. It's getting late. So thanks for watching.